Hey, it's kind of weird to address my main channel holding my camera all vloggy style. So one, I'm going to be kind of quiet through this. It's like 2 in the morning and everyone else is asleep, and also I'm backed into a corner in someone else's house, and I'm gonna just kind of update you guys and talk about some stuff. And I hope it's okay that this is kind of vloggy style, because this is really a spur of the moment, and I feel like I'm not going to be able to go to sleep and then be able to wake up and do the human things that I need to do if I don't just say these things. There's a dog sighing over there, if you're curious. I just got out of the shower. I need to talk. And so I thought I would do a little update too. And this is going on my main channel because it's going to be a lot of body talk and a lot of my own personal experiences, and I feel like that's what belongs here a lot of the time, so I hope that that's cool. So I'm in Florida. I stayed here after Playlist Live, which was the coolest ever, and I wanted to just let you guys know that I had so ridiculously much fun. Met so many new friends, met so many of you guys. By the way, I'm just wearing a cardigan and a bralette and yoga pants on bottom, in case you're curious. Like I said, Playlist was amazing, and so I decided to come down and visit one of my best friends just because she's close to the area, and we have a lot of fun together, so we just decided to have a little week-long getaway. So that's what I've been up to, and that's kind of why videos have been few and far between. I was at the mall today and having so much fun because, weirdly enough, I met 3 of you guys, 4 actually, within a 15-minute span of each other. It was so freaking cute. There were so many people at the mall, and who just watched my videos and stuff, and so I was in an even happier and I'm a very positive and upbeat person in my life in general, and then meeting so many people at the mall just sent me over the moon, and I'm doing what I love to do, which is shopping, and so I was just in a very good mood today. And then I saw somebody that I never thought I was gonna see again in my entire life, and that I haven't seen for several years, and who I certainly would not have expected to see in this tiny corner of the world, because we went to school together in a completely different state, in a completely different time period, and then I don't even keep up with him, but I saw him in the mall, and we just made eye contact and froze and stared at each other. And it was I went back to this time in my life. He was an ex, and the relationship doesn't have anything to do with why I was oh shit when I saw him. It's more or less that the time frame that we were together, I was just going through a lot, and it was really where my eating disorder was at its prime. And he saw me from where it was still very new to where I was just such a mess, and then right before recovery was when we kind of broke up. I'm in this mall and I'm so vulnerable, and I'm having such a great time meeting my subscribers and hanging out with a friend and going shopping, and I literally round a corner and there is this person staring at me who I haven't seen since I was at a very different time in my life, since 6 years ago now. Because this would have been 16 that we would have broken up and stuff like that, and he would have been out of my life, and yeah, but we just stared at each other for a minute, and my friend was walking into a different store, and I panicked and I ran after her, and I looked out and there he was, and we didn't say anything. And I came back out a minute later because I felt so bad for running away, but I was so scared when I, and he was gone, and I looked for him and I didn't find him, and I don't want to message him on Facebook or anything because that ship has sailed. I don't even know what I would say. I, clearly not interested in the relationship or anything like that ever again, but seeing him, I felt, first off, a lot of guilt. And then second, a lot of sadness. I had thoughts that I haven't had in a very long time. And I thought it was so strange that I saw him right after as well. I just made my eating disorder video talking about what I went through. left out so many details that went into my being with him and our relationship, and how positive of an influence this person was for me in such a dark time. And just the stuff that he witnessed in particular with my eating disorder and me being in a very bad place. And yeah, I just thought it was so strange that I was just going through mono and going through like kind of reliving old thoughts with my eating disorder. And then there's this person right in front of me who saw all of it, who saw everything. And it's just like, who saw more than my parents did. You know what I mean? Like, he saw everything. He knew everything. And I think God, the universe, my luck, whatever it is, has a very sick sense of humor, because seeing him initially, I felt a lot of guilt, and I wanted to just say, I'm so sorry, the minute that we made eye contact. And that was my first instinct, because when we were together, he just saw a side of me that no one else really got to. He saw the side where it was him having to ask me, you know, have you eaten today? Are you planning on eating today? Can we talk about why you're not? He saw the side effects of everything, like me losing my hair and it coming out in clumps, and other really gross things I'm not going to talk about. And there was a time period where, before the prom that I went to with him, the night before, I was 16 and I wet the bed. And that's really embarrassing. And that's because of my eating disorder. I mean, you guys know, like, your body just kind of shuts down and does weird stuff. And I remember doing that and just waking up and then being violently ill. And it wasn't like I was actually sick with anything, but like I was so grossed out by it. And my parents thought I was just sick and whatever. And I remember telling him, like, this thing that had just happened to me and how scared I was. And I remember him, like, we had spent so much money going to this prom and preparing for it, and him just saying, like, it's cool, like, let's stay home and watch Scrubs. And I just remember him being very supportive while still being aware of what was actually happening and knowing when to push and when not to. It wasn't until, like, I saw him again that I realized how genuinely helpful he was in a lot of those situations. And so I looked at him and I felt a lot of guilt in the moment when I saw him for the first time in God knows how long, because I felt so bad that he went through all of that. And then I felt really sad because he never knew that he did do a lot of positive things for me. He never felt that gratitude from me. He never heard me say, like, thank you, because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't have gone through alone. And even though it didn't work out, and people don't work out, obviously, like, not every relationship can have a happy ending, he still helped, you know? Staring at him and thinking all of these things, I didn't know how to start this conversation. I didn't know what to say, and I could see it in his face when he looked at me that it was the exact same. I just, like, he went back to a weird time. It's such a part of my life that I blocked out for so long that with mono, and a lot of you guys who may not have seen that video may not even know what I'm saying. This is such like a stream of consciousness. When I had mono when I was 16, it was what kicked off my eating disorder. It was what kicked off anorexia. And then I had it again like a month ago, and those feelings came back full force, and I was struggling with eating regularly, and I'm still struggling with very bad habits. And I remembered so many details when mono came back, and then seeing this person, like, I tweeted about it when it happened. And then I started to delete the tweets, and some of them are still there, some of them are deleted, because I was like, this sounds so bratty. Like, I saw my ex at a mall, like, my entire world is like upside down. It brought back more details, more memories. You never know what someone is dealing with. You never, ever, ever know what another person is going through. And it's important to always be kind and to do what you can to support another person without taking away from your own well-being. I think it's really important to support people in the ways that you can, but also remember that you're a person too, and you deserve that self-love. And if someone else is doing negative things for you, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, like, you also need to learn when to step back. And for this guy, I probably put him through a lot mentally, and yet he really was there for me, and I never gave him the proper credit that he was due in person, verbally, in that video, in my own head, until I saw him. So I highly doubt he's watching. I'm sure he's just as shocked as I was to see him, because once again, just there's something about seeing a person when you're not supposed to, like seeing someone when you're so vulnerable, and like especially meeting subscribers. And I'm always so vulnerable meeting subscribers because we laugh and we cry and we hug, and it's the best thing in my entire life. And then just to have something like that happen, I just kind of felt like I wanted to say all of this out loud and feel like I was telling someone else. I guess my whole point of this is, number one, to once again really show you that I do still struggle. And so many of you were so positive about my video and being honest that mono really brought me back to a dark place. So I thought I would show another example and share more stories. And also just say that if you are someone who is supporting another human being through their struggles right now, just know that you never know how much you could be helping. If it's an eating disorder, if it's like you telling a friend that they look beautiful today, if it's boosting someone's confidence, or if it's just helping someone through emotional times or other, you know, serious things in their lives, being kind to someone is never the wrong answer. You're never going to regret being nice to another person, and you never know whose life you're changing for the better and who you're influencing in a positive way. But I also, of course, as always, just want to really show you that you're gonna be okay. And I said that in my last video, that tomorrow can start in like 2 seconds. Tomorrow can start now if you want it to. And it's a new day for you, and you can move on from whatever trials are in your life. And it doesn't mean that they're any less real, but it means that you're making a conscious effort to move past them and to continue to live your life in the best way and in the most positive way that you can. I hope that that really does make sense. And if you're struggling with body image right now, if you're struggling with an eating disorder, if you're struggling with any of these things and not feeling beautiful in your own skin, I just want to send you so much love and so much positivity, because I'm not crying or anything, by the way. My eyes just watering. This eye always waters on me. I still struggle with my body confidence sometimes, and I still struggle with feeling like, even though I like the way that I look, that maybe I could look better in a, you know, however many pounds, or if I did this, or if I didn't eat this meal, or that comparing myself to other people, you know? Having positive people in your life to be positive for you and to be an uplifting source of happiness for you can be so helpful. But also, I just hope that you know, also, I sound like I've been bawling. I actually have not cried it out yet. I still have the playlist playing, so that's why I'm sniffly. But I hope that you guys also know that you can give yourself permission to love yourself, and you can give yourself permission, if that's something that you're ready to do, to feel like you're beautiful. And no matter if you feel like it or not, you are worthy of that, and you are worthy of feeling comfortable in your own skin and looking in the mirror and knowing that not only are you worthy to be alive, to have basic human things and love and compassion and everything that you want in life, but also that you don't have to change in order for those things to be better, more valid. Because I used to think that my world wasn't gonna like keep moving forward unless I lost all the weight, unless I didn't eat another meal, unless I reached my goal weight and I did it fast. And that's why I stopped eating, was because I felt like I was almost sick. And I just needed to get rid of all of this fat on my body, because surely I would be better without it. And you don't have to live in a way that is fearful of the skin that you're in and the way that your body looks. There's nothing wrong with making healthy choices or deciding that you want to change something about your body. Like, I'm all for self-improvement if that is something you believe is actually improving yourself. When you go into changing your body because of hatred for it, that's when things get messy. And that's when things like this happen, and this is something that's gonna stay with me for the rest of my life. I feel like this is the longest vlog ever. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I hope I've said everything I need to say. I love you guys so, so much. And I will see you in a Q&A video next week. I'm sorry it wasn't edited this weekend. I wanted to get it up before the end of April. It's officially May. My birthday's in May. I turned 23 this month. And yeah, I really love you guys. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna edit this. I'm gonna upload this. And I will see you very, very soon. You guys mean everything to me. And I'm always here for you. But yeah, okay. I will see you guys later.